On to race number 6, Class 3, 1,600 metres here, headed by Comfort Life, who was third last time out behind Waikuku. We've got Sacred Ibis, who's a winner over the 12 and 1,400 metres. Super Giant makes his debut for Casper Founds. The blinkers come off, the hood goes on. King Prince makes his Hong Kong debut, 1 from 1 in Ireland. High Volatility likes to roll, barrier 6 for him. Kiram's both wins have come at Happy Valley over the mile, and Unicron Jewelry takes the drop-in trip from the 2,000 down to the 1,600 metres, a distance he's won at 3 times previously. Great Treasure and Turf Sprint, the 2 horses that have been up at Chung Fa, both of them returned on the 17th.
Speed of the race, potentially good. High Volatility, Comfort Life to roll over from barrier 13 as he steps up to the mile the first time. Famous Warrior can take a bit of galvanising early, but when he gets up and running, he likes to be forward. So they should generate a reasonable tempo, and then those from the back may get their opportunity to close in. Tasha Delic actually forward in a recent trial, but mapped back.
Super Giant's changed stables. He's going to have his first start for Casper Founds. Blinkers off, hood on, pacifiers on, cross noseband back on. So lots of gear changes there in his track work. He's going really nicely, this horse. Barrier 4 for him, so he should get a good run. Last Kingdom, I thought this was a good piece from this horse. He's on my ban list at the moment from his 9 starts, but he has done this before, just a word of warning, but he's doing it nicely enough as Last Kingdom. And Unicron Jewelry comes in with a really light weight and a couple of even sectionals for him. He does it nicely enough and no pressure on him. He's been consistent lately, Unicron Jewelry.
Certainly has been, and we'll have a look at him and Last Kingdom in action in a second or so. We'll start off with the top weight, though, and that is Comfort Life. This run third behind Waikuku will be fancied later on the day. He's
a horse that's sort of just struggling to win at the top of Class 3. He'd be interesting at the bottom of Class 2 with a lightweight. He's sort of somewhere in between. He's honest enough. I think the extra distance will help, but I have to tip around him on a win line.
Yeah, I've got him in for second. I think that the key is the 1,600 going up on that, because he stays on nicely enough here over 1,400 metres, and that's a pretty strong form race.
It certainly is. All right, Unicron Jewelry, who's pretty consistent, and the aforementioned Last Kingdom as well, who's flattered to deceive at the moment, but both of them back in trip.
Yeah, I think Unicron Jewelry, his last 3 have been better, and off a rating of 64 with a lightweight, he should be able to be competitive in a race like this. And as Paul's touched on, Last Kingdom, certainly he's had a few little sort of hiccups along the way in his 9-race prep so far. He's changed stables, gone from Millard to O'Sullivan, but there does look to be something there. Eventually it will bob up.
Yeah, he's 9 zip at the moment, but cross noseband goes on him, and his track work, he's going well. So
big question, would you throw him in a triple trio?
If you have plenty of money like you, Brett, I'd throw him in.
Big question, would you throw him in a triple trio?
That's a yes. He's still an entire as well, a Frankel 5-year-old. This is Tasha Delic trialling on the turf. That horse in front, it's glorious forever.
Yeah. This is what I mentioned with the speed map. He did go forward in this trial over 1,600 metres, so he could be one from barrier 10 with Bowman aboard and the cheek pieces on, which they were in this trial, to potentially roll 4. But you can just see here, final stages, he is feeling the pinch a little bit. So, you know, all of a sudden you put those couple of little potential positives in, and then you add it to the fact that he was pushed on, and I get the feeling he's still not quite there yet.
He did a lot of things wrong on debut, didn't he? He ran last on it. So just experience, I think, probably here in Hong Kong.
Yeah, and King Print in the trial as well, who needs to improve. But Sacred Ibis, we know his run pattern, he gets back and flashes home.
Again, he needs the pace on, so you're always got to have your sort of your tickets in your hands with him, don't you? Because if he gets the right pace and everything goes his way, we know how good he is. Nice trial again from him.
It's quite a little trappy Class 3. There's some nice horses in there, and I think there's a number of horses that can win, and Sacred Ibis definitely one of them. Just back to that King Print, Andrew. He won a maiden by 21 lengths in Ireland. Over 1,691 metres, they ran 2:11.8 on a heavy track. So that's the sort of time they'd run over 2,100 on a good track.
Yeah.
So it was pretty heavy by the sounds of it.
It certainly was. All right, he's a big price. Our favourite, Paul, Famous Warrior.
Yeah, he is, and he's had plenty of chances, hasn't he, Famous Warrior? I'm going to go with Super Giant here. He's for the first start for the new stable. And look, they're changing all the gear. His track work's been really good. And he put on a really good race fresh up behind California Joy when he first got here. So from barrier 4, Zach Purton aboard, he'll do me on top to beat Comfort Life up to 1,600 metres. Sacred Ibis will be the one running on the strongest at the end, just needs a little bit of pace on. And then Famous Warrior, he's consistent without winning, isn't he? He's had 11 starts, a couple of seconds, couple of thirds, but can't get his nose in front. 5-1-4-6.
Yeah, it's a race I find tough. I initially tipped Famous Warrior because I do think he's capable. If he gets rolling on the lead and gets into a comfort zone, he can do his best. But I'm going to throw out Penang Hall as a bit of a value runner. There's one or two on the day at a price that I'll tip. He's one of them. I thought he ran nicely behind Follow Me last start. Drawn well for Neil Callan. He's a winner over the course and distance, a three-time winner in the class. Something from him last outing suggested he's almost back to some of his better form. Famous Warrior, high volatility, super giant, but a little each way on the 10, or an each way on the 10, I should say, for me.
Yeah, it's an each way sort of race for me, I think. Yeah, Sacred Ibis, I'll give him a chance. 4 and 5 is my cue there in race number 6.